Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. At Crimson Lights, Maria tells Nick that checking Sharon's meds feels wrong. He stresses that they can't help unless they get answers. Maria asks if he knows where she was headed when she left. Nick doesn't. Maria will have to be quick then. She hopes they're wrong, and she's back on her meds. Maria exits and Phyllis walks in. She tells Nick his ex-wife is out of control. Phyllis runs down the scene with Sharon in the club. She protected her family, but kept her cool because she knows Sharon has issues right now. Nick's glad she didn't go full Phyllis on her. Phyllis insists something needs to be done about Sharon. At Daniel's place, he looks at something on a phone and calls, "Lucy, can you get out here please?" She eventually surfaces and he tells her they need to talk. "I need to see your phone." Lucy hands it over. Daniel checks it and asks, "Airplane mode." "Really?" They installed the tracking app on her phone for a reason. He switches it back and warns her not to change it again. Lucy asks, "Where's Mom?" She's consulting with a colleague about a case that could lead to a job. He needs to go out too and asks Lucy for confirmation that she'll stay put. Lucy sits down with a huff. Daniel will take that as a yes and tells her to finish her letter to Faith. "I'll be back soon." Once he's gone, Lucy phones Faith. She pleads with her not to hang up. Things have gotten so weird. They have to talk before they get even worse. Faith, in the park, says she's not sure what else there is to say. Not seeing each other might be for the best. Lucy argues that it's not. She made a mistake, but nothing bad actually happened. Faith stresses that things could have been a lot worse. They were incredibly lucky. Lucy counters that they're oak. She wants to meet without their parents and promises it will be the last favor she ever asks. Faith arrives at Daniel's place and tells Lucy she can only stay a minute. Lucy's glad she came. Faith learns she's still grounded and says their parents do it to help them sort things out. She guesses calling her there is against the rules. Lucy complains that her parents are treating her like some kind of criminal. She lists off her punishments and rants that she'll have no life, and it's still not enough for your mom. She tells Faith her mother is obsessing and making things even more horrible. Maria arrives at Sharon's and calls out, "Mom, are you here?" She gets no response, so sets about searching for the meds. As she's walking across the living room, Sharon comes in and asks, "What are you doing here?" Maria claims she was there to borrow a necklace from Faith. Sharon recalls she was on her way to the office. Maria took an early lunch. She asks, "How are you, Mom?" Sharon snaps that she'll be better when she gets a cup of tea. Maria waits until she's in the kitchen and then checks her purse. She finds a bottle of ibuprofen. Sharon reappears in the living room and apologizes about giving Maria the 3rd degree earlier. Maria says she seems on edge. Sharon complains she was accosted by that brat Lucy at the coffee house and then ran into Phyllis and Heather. She can't get away from that family and their excuses. It almost cost Faith her life. Maria says Faith is fine. She offers to stay and talk. Sharon needs a nap and wants Maria to go take care of the company. Maria grabs her keys and spots a teddy bear on the chair. Sharon says it's Faith's. It was a gift. Maria exits and Sharon walks over and sets the bear on a table before getting on the sofa with a blanket and closing her eyes. Cameron appears. Nicely done. Sharon thought so. She knows how big the threat to her family is. Cameron joins her on the sofa and tells her she's so close to getting the peace and closure that's eluded her for years. An end to her pain and confusion, and the beginning of the life she deserves, the life you never should have lost. You will be home again, home for your family and home for Nick. Sharon closes her eyes. At Crimson Lights, Nick assures Phyllis they're getting Sharon sorted out. She doesn't need to be worried about it. Phyllis has to worry about it because she's coming after her family. Nick admits he was there when Sharon came for Lucy. Daniel tried to step in, but Lucy got upset and took off, so he followed her out. Phyllis says Lucy's a young girl. Nick agrees that Sharon crossed the line and he talked to her. Phyllis thinks this is beyond the talking phase. It really is. I think you should consider checking her into Fairview. Nick wants Phyllis to try and understand that this crash stirred up things for Sharon about Cassie. Phyllis says it feels like she hasn't been able to move on.